What's going on, guys? This is Kaishiro, welcome back. So on this video, we are going to tackle an OCG metagame tier list post Phantom Nightmare or PHNI. So the set made a lot of metagame shifts and metagame trends already by just 2 days only. So this is a very valuable information for us to identify which decks are doing well on the new format that we have here on the OCG. So as usual, this post was made by ESDR's Facebook page, and this tier list was made by Rai_10Y on his X or Twitter account. So thanks again to them for providing quality OCG content. So without further ado, let's start. So we now have 4 tiers here. We have S, A, B, C. So we are going to discuss each decks here. We are going to start at C tier first. At first we have Branded. So Branded got a little bit power creep. I mean, other decks just got better, to be honest. And it is very justifiable that we only see Branded here as C tier because the deck got a little bit slower compared to the other decks here on the format. They can get out-tempoed by most decks here like the Fire Kings and the Rescue Ace. Even though Branded is still a good deck, in my opinion, I don't think playing Branded on big locals event or big tournaments is really worthy because I do think that Branded is still capable of topping, but I don't think that Branded is up par on the consistency and overall ceiling of the better decks here on the S tiers or A tiers even. So yeah, I do think that Branded on C tier is really good, but yeah, it will not be higher than that, to be honest. So moving on, we have Vanquishol on C tier. I think Vanquishol is still a pretty decent deck, but this deck is very tricky for me. It really depends on the mechanical and technical level of the pilot of this deck. It really scales with the skill level of the pilot. I mean, that is very general on most decks here, but on Vanquishol, there's a lot of technicalities and mechanical prowess that a player should have to be able to pilot Vanquishol on the highest levels on the game, no? I think you must have a very good and sound mechanical skills to outweigh and measure the tendencies and the overall power of this Vanquishol to be able to contest against the format right now. Vanquishol is a very tricky deck because you have to calculate really well on managing your resources or your overall interruptions on this deck, because this deck is not that explosive enough to just overwhelm these decks. You have to use your hand traps very well and correct on a lot of scenarios, and also you have to be patient on using your interruptions on this Vanquishol strategy. So yeah, I really think that Vanquishol should be higher if the pilot is really good on the deck, but on average basis, I would really comment that Vanquishol should be on C tier only. So yeah, moving on, we have Horus. So I assume this is Horus Orcus because that is the most represented version of Horus aside from the Centurion Horus. So yes, Horus Orcus, I do think that it is still a good deck, no? It can really do well when going first. It can create a considerable board with the Galatea Pass and the Counter Trap of Orcus paired with something like the Photon Lord from the Horus, or you can just discard your Orcus monsters using the Giant King, Coach Trainer, using the Horus engine that can turbo out the rank 8 shenanigans from the extra deck of the Horus Orcus. So I think this is a very strong deck, but I don't think that it is better than the other decks here on the A tier or S tier. So yeah, I would rate it just only on C tier for me. But yeah, I do think that this deck is very capable when going first and going second as well. It's really okay to lose the die roll using this deck because I do think that this deck can easily OTK very well on going second manner. It can go into Zeus if you want to like XYZ summon using your Horus, and you can also do access code Talker easily using the Orcus engine. So yeah, this is a very well balanced and versatile deck that can go first and go second for me. So at C tier we have Horus Orcus. Moving on to the C tier, we have Centurion, and on the last deck on our C tier. I do think that this deck should be higher, to be honest, because Calamity is an instant win button most of the time. Most players doesn't have the answers for the Calamity. But on the flip side, most players as well are really targeted on or fixated on dealing against Centurion, because it is dwells down on the nature of the Centurion being able to access out Calamity very easily and consistently. That's why most players are side decking Super Poly or even Cosmic Cyclone and Typhoon to answer the Centurion matchup, because if they don't have the correct answers on the scenario where Centurion can set up the Calamity, it is pretty much game over for them. So yeah, I think players should respect the Centurion more if they don't want to lose instantly against this deck. That's why I also think that this deck should be higher, because this deck is very well represented right now on the format, and most players are really prepared on dealing against this deck. So yeah, I would rate Centurion higher. On the C tier, I would put something like Unchained for me, because I see a lot of Unchained tops all over the Asia. We do have a lot of Unchained tops in the Philippines, just like the Campus League tournament recently that happened on Saturday, October 28. Unchained is a finalist deck on that tournament, and even in Indonesia and Malaysia and Thailand, there's a lot of Unchained players that I am seeing on those tournaments. Even though Unchained is pretty popular on the TCG, I think that it is still very good on OCG right now. So I would put Unchained on C tier if I'm going to make adjustments on the C tier, and I would put Centurion up to B tier at least. So moving on, we have B tier. We have Mechanico Dogmatika. So I would put the Mechanico Dogmatika on the C tier if I'm going to assess this properly. But yeah, Mechanico is one of the deck that can easily go second. It has the surprise factor to go second, and OTK really easy with this deck paired with Dogmatika Engine. If your opponent doesn't do anything to counterfeit you, or they are just going to wait for their outs to draw and counter the Mechanico strategy, they would lose easily to Maximus, because their extra deck would get depleted from the Maximus dump using the Dogmatika Engine. That's why this deck is quite tricky for me. This deck can go second easily, paired with going second cards that can break boards, and this Mechanico can easily OTK as well. And if your opponent does let you go first, and you can just use the Dogmatika Engine to control the tempo of the match using the Maximus. So yeah, I do think that this deck is very good right now, but I would just replace this Mechanico with Centurion, with the switching place of Centurion and Mechanico on B and C tier list. This deck also won the YCS tournament recently on the TCG, if I'm correct, no? Mechanico won that event, so it proves that Mechanico can shine on different formats. A much more explosive and higher tempo TCG format can be won by Mechanico. So how come Mechanico cannot do the same on the much lower tempo format of OCG right now? So yeah, I do think that Mechanico is a very strong deck on the tournaments, because most people doesn't respect this deck very well, and I do think that Mechanico should be able to shine once more if this deck can top some big events, and other people will follow that trend, and Mechanico would be higher on this tier list if that's going to be the case. So at B tier, we have Mechanico. Moving on to the B tier, we have Sinful Spoil, Snake Eye. So this deck is very interesting right now, because this deck got support from the Phantom Nightmare with the Populous from the Snake Eye. So this deck got a lot of better from the set, and I do think that this deck is very viable right now, but I don't see much representations of this deck, to be honest, and I would just exclude this deck on the B tier. Moving towards the C tier, I know that Snake Eyes got better, and Sinful Spoils can consistently make negation on their board, but I don't think it's enough to be able to capitalize on their overall ceiling. I do think that most decks here are on the C tier are even stronger than this deck, and I would just put a benefit of doubt for this deck, because it's pretty new, because we only have 2 days from the Phantom Nightmare, and we are going to see how this deck fares on the following weeks or months on the remainder of October format. So, but now I just put it at rest on C tier if I'm going to make this tier list. So at B tier, we have Sinful Spoil, Snake Eye. Moving towards the B tier, we have Runic. So I don't think that Runic will easily fall off from the format, even though other decks just got better around Runic. Because Runic is one of the most, what do you call this? I do think that Runic is very tricky to deal against on the format, because if you prepare against Runic on your side deck, you would pretty much lose on some of these decks here if you're going to prioritize your Evenly Match, your Lightning Storm, or Cosmic Cyclone on your side deck. You would lack the side deck cards to answer something like Rescue Ace. You don't have that much space for Lancea, or if you are trying to answer Runic, if you're really irritated on dealing against Runic, you are going to side out your Droll Lockbird or something like other cards like Cosmic Cyclone. You would lose to Purely if you're going to prioritize the side deck cards or options for Runic. So yeah, it's really hard to tell how Runic fares, to be honest, because this is a stand deck and control deck at that extent. This deck can really deck you out if you're not prepared on tackling this deck, and also this deck can also win in time using the gain LP from the fusion monster of Runic. So yeah, this is a very tricky deck to be paired against. But yeah, I do think that playing Runic is very safe on the format, because most people would just prepare for the Fire Kings or the Rescue Ace or the Purely or the Labyrinth. So yeah, most people would be empty-handed against Runic on the format. So yeah, B tier Runic, I would highly agree with this one. And next, the surprise on this list, we have Salamangreat. So Salamangreat got a lot better from the Phantom Nightmare because of the Prisoner Princess that is currently skyrocketing on price right now on market, because that deck is that card is very insane for the Salamangreat. It gives them a lot of ceiling and firepower for the Salamangreat, and I really do agree with this one. There's a lot of Salamangreat taps already from just the 2 days of Phantom Nightmare. So I do think that Salamangreat is a very well-versed deck, because this deck has been relevant since 2019. We already have seen Salamangreat winning the World Championship. So this deck is quite cemented on being one of the most reliable decks on the format, and Salamangreat has been a very good staple deck, because you can just cater your deck with hand traps that can answer the format. This is a very tactful mid-range deck. You can just mix and match your staples on the deck to answer the format. Like I have said earlier, this deck can go first to set up counter trap and interruptions using the Salamangreat traps, and Raging Phoenix is also a very decent boss monster. So I do think that Salamangreat is really justifiable on the B tier from the things that I have seen recently on the tournament reports from Japan and Asia. But yeah, we will still put this Salamangreat on pedestal, because Salamangreat also gained some traction recently from the Duelist Explosion pack of Soul Burner. But yeah, it kinda fell off from the following weeks or months. So yeah, Salamangreat on B tier, I would agree with this one right now. Moving on towards the A tier, we have Pendulum Magician. So I highly agree with this one. Pendulum Magician is one hell of a deck right now on the format, because this is the most combo-ish and the most explosive deck out of all these decks on this tier list, to be honest. This deck can really out-tempo and overwhelm most of the decks here on our tier list right now. If I'm just going to honestly put this deck on S tier on this tier list, I would do it, because this is how I rate Pendulum Magician right now. This deck is very insanely strong on the format. The only downside of this deck is the matchup against Labyrinth, because Labyrinth can easily make the Dimensional Barrier on their arsenal to counter the Pendulum Magician Pendulum Summon. So they would easily lose to Labyrinth, but other than that, they can just really fold most of the decks here. Yeah, I think that Pendulum Magician has that enough ceiling and firepower to just dominate every deck here on the format. I have seen a lot of Pendulum Magician tops already, and most players on the Philippines like INJ Macolata and other Campus League top table players on the Campus League tournament recently are playing Pendulum Magician. So yeah, I really do agree with this one. Most people really don't know how powerful this deck can be unless they have seen it at first sight or they have faced against this deck, because yeah, this deck can create the most powerful boss monsters right now on the format. It can go into Apollousa easily, it can go into Barone, it can go into IP Masquerena that will go into SP Little Knight. So this deck has everything to go first, and the only thing that rattles this deck is of course Maxi and also Drollen Lockbird. So yeah, this is a very powerful deck right now. Moving towards the A tier, we have the Labyrinth. So this deck also got better from the Phantom Nightmare because of the Rampal 2 full. That card really benefited the Labyrinth, especially the Labyrinth Arias deck build. Because right now, Labyrinth is pretty much divided into two categories. We have the standard furniture hand trap Labyrinth, and we do also have the trap heavy oriented Labyrinth with Arias. So it's pretty much divided, but I do think that with the release of Rampal, the Arias package or the Labyrinth Arias version is the better version of Labyrinth right now. Even though you trade some of your hand traps for the much lower trap cards, I do think that it really elevates your going first mechanic, and you can just turbo out the Rampal 2 full and just win the game from there, because that card is very insane for the Arias version of Labyrinth. And also your furniture cards are also not losing its value for the deck on that version. So yeah, on A tier we have Labyrinth. I would highly agree with that one. If I'm just going to be honest, I would put Labyrinth on S tier, but there's too much S tier decks right now for me. But yeah, on A tier we have Labyrinth. Perfectly agreed. Moving towards the S tier, we have Purely. So yeah, the third best deck on S tier would be Purely on this tier list, and I would also agree with that one. I do think that Fire King got much better from the Phantom Nightmare set, and I do think that it doesn't take anything from Purely. This deck already won the Duels Cup main event and the Japan Championship tournament, so this is one of the most successful decks that I am going to see on the modern Yu-Gi-Oh right now on the OCG format. And also Purely can also dominate game 1s because of the X-Purely Noir. The moment that they have summoned Noir is the moment that they have won the game already, because it is unaffected. You cannot out X-Purely Noir without your tech cards or your side deck options on game 1. So if you lose the die roll against Purely, you are pretty much screwed against this deck. And also this deck is a mid-range deck, so it has a lot of hand trap options to be able to answer the decks here. You can main deck Ghost Bell, Ghost Ogre, Effect Veiler. That is very good against Labyrinth, very good against Rescue Ace, very good against Pendulum Magician. So yeah, this is a very good mid-range deck, and probably one of the better decks that we are going to see on the format right now. And I would really think that Purely should be able to perform still on the format, because if players are starting to lose respect on Purely, if they don't side their trust into Herald of the Abyss, they don't tech with XYZ Encore, they have dropped their Drollen Lockbird, they would really lose to Purely on that scenario. So yeah, S tier Purely, I agree with that one. Moving towards the S tier, we have Fire King Sinful Spoils with the Snake Eyes engine. So this deck is quite the revelation from the Phantom Nightmare. This deck got a lot times better from the Phantom Nightmare because of the Fire King and Snake Eyes synergy. It really elevates the ceiling of this deck, paired with Sinful Spoils to make it more consistent. This deck is one of the apex and top tier decks on the format right now, and I would really predict that this deck would steamroll on everyone here on the decks below, under beneath the Fire King, Sinful, and Snake Eye. So yeah, this deck should really have the potential to be the best deck, I assume. I know it's a bold claim because Rescue Ace is a very consistent at being the best deck on the format. But yeah, I do think that there's a part of me that kinda expects that this deck can be the best deck on the format. And yeah, I do think that Fire King is fair and Fire King Sinful Spoils is okay. But adding the Snake Eyes really added some dimension and really new passage for the Fire King to be able to exploit the destruction manner of the technicalities, rather mechanics of the Fire King, and also the synergy between these three engines are very good, to be honest. So yeah, on S tier we have Fire King, Sinful Spoils, and Snake Eyes. And the next, moving on towards the best deck on the S tier, we have Rescue Ace, Sinful Spoils, Snake Eyes. So like Salamangreat and Fire King, the deck also benefited from the Prisoner Princess, and also they have now more options to play when going first. They can be more complex when going first. You can have the option to do the Fire Prisoner Princess route other than the IP Masquerena and SPD Del Knight standard version of Rescue Ace or the Synchro package. So yeah, that's the development of the deck already. Most people have ditched the Synchro package, the Dragster, the Savage, the Barone, and the Synchro shenanigans on the extra deck of Rescue Ace to cater the new support from the Phantom Nightmare, from the Snake Eyes with this Populous. And also the Link version is much more heavily played right now other than the Synchro version. So yeah, it is a very interesting development for the Rescue Ace because they have traded their Omni-Negate protections and back row protection from things like Lightning Storm and Evenly Match. So I really think that Lightning Storm and Evenly Match and other board breakers and cards like Regeki or other stuff that can clear boards would be more represented right now, because Rescue Ace focuses more on resiliency and overall consistency of their board. So yeah, and I do think that Rescue Ace is the most consistent out of all these decks because you have a lot of starters and the ban list did little to nothing against the Rescue Ace. Airlifter to 2 is nothing, to be honest. It is very not worth noting to hit the Rescue Ace because Rescue Ace would get the June or the Duelist Nexus pack, yeah, na Asian English version of that set. So yeah, I do think that Rescue Ace would be still here for quite some time, up until April if I'm going to guess. But yeah, on S tier we have Rescue Ace, Sinful Spoils, Snake Eye. So on the summary of our tier list video, on C tier we have Branded, Vanquish Soul, Horus Dex, Horus Orcus, and Centurion. On B tier we have Mechanico Dogmatica, we have Snake Eye, Sinful Spoils, we have Runic and Salamangreat. On A tier we have Pendulum Magician and Labyrinth. And on S tier we have purely Fire Kings, Sinful Spoils, and Snake Eyes, and Rescue Ace, Sinful Spoils, Snake Ace. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you do learn something, and let me reach 1,000 subscribers because I am needing that milestone on this YouTube. So thank you for the continued patronage on my YouTube channel, and if you're not yet subscribed on my YouTube channel, hit the subscription button. If you want to get updated on my future contents, hit the notification bell. So see you on the next one. Peace.
Fighting ways to get away, to see you again, see you again.